II. That is a bit loud. There we go. So it's going to Roland. Guess that doesn't wrap around. Wait a minute. And there we go.
Well,
So I really am in another world. There's no ding dong dell where I'm from, and no view like this either.
Gosh.
What's it like where you're from?
huh.
I guess it's ahead of this world in some ways and behind in others. Nellie used to tell me a story, when I was little. It was about another world, one very closely connected to our own. I always imagined it was just a fairy tale, but I suppose there must have been some truth to it after all. So I got lost between these two worlds and wound up here. Does that mean there's no way home? What did you do there in your world? I was a king.
Colin!
What?
Uh,
Well, a president. It's kind of the same thing. Which means I have a little experience when it comes to running a country.
Oh.
Really? Then perhaps you might be kind enough to share some of it with me. Things may not be quite the same here as in your world, but still. What exactly are you planning? A quiet life in the mountains might not be such a bad idea,
Not exactly.
No, I've made up my mind.
I'm going to keep my promise to Nella. I'm going to build a kingdom where everyone can live happily ever after.
you are, huh? Good for you. I've made my mind up too. I'm staying here, in this world. With you, Evan.
You are?
And thus, young Evan, though heavy of heart, resolves to honor the dying wish of his dearest friend by becoming a king once more. And Roland, sensing something special in his youthful companion, decided to join him on his journey. Chapter 2. The Kingdom to Come.
If I'm to become a king again, I'll need to convince a kingmaker to help us. A kingmaker? Yes, a monarch must have the power to serve his people. A kingmaker is a magical creature blessed with great power. By bending one to his will, a king proves that he is worthy to lead his nation. So it's a mark of authority.
Yes.
But not just that. It's also a guardian. In times of need, it can come to the nation's aid. A single kingmaker has the strength of an entire army. Is that so? I'm guessing they're pretty big. Oh yes, some are the size of a castle.
Well now,
You don't say. Did you mean to tame one of these things? Wait a minute. You were a king until just recently, right? Shouldn't you have one of these kingmakers already?
Not
Well,
exactly.
my father only died a month ago, you see. We hadn't quite got around to that part yet. So, I was never a true king. Not really. If the ceremony had gone ahead as planned, I would have my kingmaker by now. But of course, it didn't. I wonder what's happening with your kingmaker now that you're out of the picture.
Oakenheart, Kingmaker of Ding Dong Dell, has recognized me as the rightful ruler of this realm. I stand before you, your new king!
I see. So in all likelihood, Mousinger has taken control of your kingmaker already. Yes, which means I'll have to find a new one, a new kingmaker for our new kingdom. And where do we find one exactly? There can't be too many of these things. I think we might have a chance of meeting one if we visit the King's Cradle beyond Cloud Coil Canyon. The King's Cradle? It's a holy place where a kingmaker is enshrined. Every kingdom has one. So if the kingmaker happened to be at loose ends, we could visit them at their king's cradle and try to convince them to sign up with us. Exactly. And if the stories are true, there's a kingmaker in the place I mentioned, which has yet to be claimed. So what are we waiting for? Let's go. Alright. One moment. Now I can fight beside you, Roland. Well, alright. But take it easy to begin with, okay? Party menu can be accessed from the main menu. You can use the party menu to decide who will take part in battle and who you'll control first in combat. This will be whoever's at the top of the list. Look, a trip door.
Huh?
A what? A trip door. They're found where the energy of the land is especially strong, mostly near landmarks. If you touch it, it will sort of remember you, and that means you can return to it whenever you like. Not everyone can use them, though. You'll need to know a certain spell called Travel. Luckily, Nella taught it to me. So you're telling me you know how to teleport. How come you didn't use this spell of yours to get out of the castle? Well, as I said, you need to have visited a trip door in order to travel back to it. And well, I've never really spent much time outside the castle until now. In fact, this is my first trip door I've ever seen. Of course. Well, let's visit as many as we can from now on. These things are sure to come in handy.
Yes.
Let's. Shall we begin by having this one remember us? You'll find trip doors dotted all over the world. Simply walk up to one and press X to have it remember you. When you have a trapdoor in memory, it will be added to your trapdoor map, allowing you to travel back there instantly from anywhere in the world. You can access the trapdoor map by opening the map menu with options and then pressing options, or by simply holding down options. But you're close, we'll have to fight them. Oh, let's fight them and level up.
Careful, everyone!
Little tuning in the map.
Careful, everyone!
You ready for this?
Choppy old cloak.
Here goes nothing.
Fiery magic wall. It's a little weaker than what I have now.
Careful, everyone!
Well, I'm going that way. I'm just gonna kill.
You ready for this?
Come on!
What's going on here?
Oh, what did I ever do to you, I ask? Oh, mighty goodness! You rotten devil of a thing, you!
Evan, come on.
Some monsters can fly, making them tricky foes to deal with, as it won't be possible to hit them with regular melee attacks while they're in the air. They need to be brought low to mid-air with mid-air attacks, which can be performed by unleashing a regular melee attack while jumping. Range attacks from guns, wands, etc. can also be useful in this situation. Certain skills are also effective against some
It's coming back! Gosh! What in the...
Oh, you two! You can see my little lovelies, can't you? Why not have a leg to a hand?
During battle, Higlides will automatically back you up by attacking, defending, healing, and performing various other actions based on their type. Sometimes they'll give you the go-ahead to issue special orders that you'll see them perform incredible superpowered skills. Just run up, press X to activate them. Certain other Higlides will allow you to absorb them by holding down the button for your character's spells and abilities, thereby changing and improving their effects. You can check how many Higlides, which element will be necessary to enhance a skill in this way, and the equipment and skills experiment with some killer combos.
Excuse me.
Are you alright?
Oh my.
Oh my, that was a close one. No mistake. I don't know what I'd have done if you two lovely boys hadn't come wandering by. I'm Martha, by the way. Auntie Martha, to those I take a shine to, and I'm pleased to say I've taken a shine to you. Come on then, we're going to my house. I must give you a little something to say thank you.
Righto.
Here we are. It's not much, but it's home. In you come.
Now, get the plate. Pass it gently. Yes. Oh, gentle. Pass another one now. ever so much.
You two really did save my bacon back there. I never expected to see a wyvern so close to home. Honestly, a girl can even go out picking herbs in peace these days. So, these little creatures of yours, are they monsters?
Oh,
Oh, you cheeky so-and-so. No, they are not. They're more phenomena than anything, I suppose. Phenomena? That's right, dear. There's the wind, isn't there? And fire and rain and such like. They're all natural phenomena. And when those phenomena decide to grow heads and legs and start running around being adorable, they become piglets. So where were you off to when you got waylaid helping out old Martha anyway? We don't often get visitors around these parts. We're on our way to the King's Cradle beyond Cloud Coil Canyon. No, really? Just the two of you? Going into that den of despicable sky pirates?
Huh?
Sky pirates. We have to.
well.
Have to? Dear. Absolutely positively have to? Absolutely positively yes. Well, in that case, you better take some of my little lovelies with you. Really? Higgle piglet. You really don't mind?
Certainly.
It's the least I can do. You show me that you'll treat them kindly, and best of all, you'll put them to good use.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Auntie Martha. I feel a lot better with these little guys backing us up. Wonderful. And if you ever have any questions about them, you just come and ask me, you hear? The Righteous has decided to join you on your adventure. Higgles can be selected at their parameters. Higgly's selection happens in the party menu. You can only have up to 4 Higgly heroes helping you at one time, so come here to pick which ones will join you in battle. It's also rumored that special bonuses are available to those who put together sets of Higglities with certain things in common. Higglities have 2 basic parameters: attack power and hardiness defense, feistiness. The feistier, the more damage they'll deal, the hardier, the less they'll take. These 2 parameters will increase as they level up, but this doesn't happen by winning battles. You'll need to build a certain special facility in your kingdom instead. Higglities also have specific personalities that need to be taken into account. If you have a shy Higgly in your party, you might need an aggressive one to help balance them out. Another thing to bear in mind is your Higglity skills, from the ones they perform automatically to the ones you can trigger yourself to certain awakening specific abilities. These will be triggered when party members enter the special state known as awakening, which you'll learn more about later on. You can take a detailed look through all your Higglity skills and abilities by cycling through the pages with the triangle button. When picking Higglities, you also need to bear in mind that the cost of adding them to your party. Each Higgly costs a set number of points to add, and you can't exceed 10. Shy. Scrap. Imparts a slight boost to the power of regular attacks. Restore a small amount of hit points to an ally. A cannon is brought into the battlefield and used to blast the enemy. Boosts the chance of the player emitting shockwaves when awakened. Looks like we're done here. this way. I just saw that big dragon.
Careful, everyone!
Here goes nothing.
We'll go back there and get those treasure chests. Or try to. I think I got. Let's see what this one I have. Okay. Powerless wizard. Powerful basic wizard warrior. Mage's ring. Solid strength magical attacks. Hopefully that dragon stays over there.
Here goes nothing.
Feisty well.
You ready for this?
Detox simple slippers. Boost resistance to poison. We'll try this.
Watch your back.
Burn guard. No, up here. No skills. So this fight. Two of those will give you one.
Come on! Come on! I'm counting on you!
Chest is locked.
Come on!
Watch your back!
Careful, everyone! I'll do my best!
It's pretty big out there in the water. 300 goals.
Say,
Oh, don't let me ask you, but I'm half a girl, can you see?
huh.
Person, you don't get many cat ear rings where I'm from. What's in here?
Come on!
Damp Wizard's Wand. Something increases water damage. There we go. Yes, we will save. Just in case I shouldn't be here. The strange door gives off an eerie aura. When you can't open it, it's locked tight. Okay, well, we'll just collect some stuff and get out of here. Alright. Make sure I got everything.
Careful, everyone!
Right. I wonder if I just kill them without collecting everything, if it just bounces out after the battle. Let's try.
Careful, everyone!
Alright. There's a bunch of stuff laying around. And it seems like it all just bounces out after the battle. Sweet.
You ready for this?
Some boost resistance to confusion, so I will give those to Roland. Magical defense. There we go.
Come on! I'm bouncing on you!
Nothing will find any more guns in this world.
You ready for this? You ready for this?
So we have to make it through this valley to reach the King's Cradle, huh? Yes, and that's not the only challenge we face. The King's Cradle is at the other end of Cloud Coral Canyon on an island near the Heartlands. So we'll need to find a boat too. I'm afraid so. We must worry about that later. First, we need to make it through the valley.
Hey.
Pig. 5 save your tears. Pig. Soul receipts. Pig. 5 steak dinners. Pig. 5 holidays.
Hello there.
Oh no, you don't look like Sky Pirates, thank goodness. Would you be interested in making a little purchase, perhaps? I have some lovely fresh herbs in stock.
Well now,
What's a merchant doing all the way out here? Well, it's quite a story, actually. You see, I was based in Ding Dong Dell, but there was a little political trouble over that way, and now the mice are in control. I didn't much like the look of how things were going, so I made my escape while I still could.
Oh,
You're from Ding Dong Dell, you say? Indeed, wait, you say King Evan? You are alive? Everybody on Leaf Book was saying you'd been killed, so I just assumed the rumors must be true. Well, no, actually, I survived, just... What's Leaf Book? Is it some kind of magic you guys have or something? I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest idea. You've never heard of Leaf Book? Why, it's the greatest place to find the latest news and gossip from all over the world. And the device for accessing it is the hottest new product from the technological wizards over at Broadleaf Inc. Sorry, just listen to me launching into my sales pratter. You have to forgive me, old habits die hard. So there's some kind of device we can use to get the latest information from all over the world. Sounds pretty useful. Do you have any of these things for sale? How much are you asking? Well, they're a snip at 10,000 guilders. Although I suppose you have just been through a rather tough time, Your Majesty. A nice discount would probably be just the thing to cheer you up. I think I can let you have one for absolutely nothing. It's going to come awfully handy, and well, it's the least I can do under the circumstances. Really? You're sure? I've never been more sure of anything in my life. Glad to be of service. Sweet.
thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll take extra special care of it, I promise.
So,
I'm sure you will, and if you ever want to repay the favor with a purchase or two, I certainly shan't say no. Leafbook is an information sharing service provided by the technological wizards of the land of Broadleaf, which allows people from around the world to share news and opinions. Simply open the main menu, select the library, then pick it from the list of options that appears. You'll be able to access a treasure trove of thoughts, opinions, rumors, speculation about the latest going-ons. Be sure to keep an eye on it for all the latest info. You'll receive pop-up notifications when new posts appear as long as you're not in battle or certain other situations. You can press L3 to view them instantly. My grandmother always told me, Cindy May, if ever you have something you don't need, but I offer it to a Higley stone, it'll be worth it, I guarantee it. Well, I followed her advice and nothing happened. Unbelievable news is emerging from the palace of Ding Dong Dell. Apparently the late King Lionheart's most trusted advisor, Otto Monsignor, has seized power, and the young heir, apparently Evan, is on the run. It's a terrible shame about the weather, but we can't let that distract us from this truly historic day. King Evan is all set to forge a king's bond with Ding Dong Dell's kingmaker Oakenheart. Devotees of the royal doings of Ding Dong Dell are in for a treat as the new king gets ready to forge a king's bond with the mighty Oakenheart. Will young Evan meet the kingmaker's approval? What does the future hold for the kingdom? So many questions. If you've never tried the sardine sandwiches from the Hootiku in Ding Dong Dell, you've never lived. Once you've had one, you'll wonder how you ever lived without them. I have just tried Leafbook for the first time and cannot tell you how much I enjoy the LB moderator's comments. Who is he? How does he know so much? Does anyone have any idea? Comments are like this. And somewhere right here they can be found all over the world. Seriously, in Ding Dong Dell, how could the Kingmaker let this happen? This cannot be true, but nothing ever happens in Ding Dong Dell. If you're in Ding Dong Dell, please post. For 7, things are not looking good for him. How to help him? Need some of my wares. Should maybe the cancer. Bread. Cutter. 35 and 25. Why are these in red? Plus 8, 23. Plus 13, 18. Revise allies low.
Let's see if we have what you're looking for. Let's see if we have what you're looking for. Please come again.
You know what they say, fail to prepare to fail. If you need anything, let's just say the word.
Oh my!
Roland, look! What is that? It's a crop leaf clover. They only grow here in Palapuelo Canyon. The leaves spin, you see, and they give off ever such a soft little breeze. This is hardly the time for a botany lesson. But I've only ever seen them in books before. Sorry, of course, we must get moving. Probably over spinning.
Watch your back!
There we go.
Wow.
A good view.
Golly.
Contained 100 pillars. Basement. Change the baby buckler. Physical defense. There we go.
I'll do my best!
Yes, we are going to save this. Damn, no way up. But we need to get up there. Higgle, piggle, higgle. What is it? Higgly piggly. I think he wants us to follow him. Yeah, he looks pretty serious about it too. Guess we better see what he has to show us. Is there something there? So, that's what it was. He wanted to help his pal.
Hello?
Are you stuck in that hole, little friend? Piggly poo. Piggly.
Oh.
For me, really? Moldy old twig. What did he give you? A stick. Lucky you. Pig, pig, piggle. Looks like there's something else he wants to show us. Piggly whoosh. Oh, no. Yes. You learned the wind whipper spell. Did something just happen? Yes, I know this feeling. I think he just gave me a new spell. I'd say he's telling me to use your magic on the plant there. Then let's give it a try. Where are the spells? this. I just take. Okay. That's how you do it.
Gosh.
So no guide control wind, huh? First we're gonna go back and use a different one by that treasure chest. Easy colors.
Watch your back.
Item playing around, so we will continue on.
Here goes nothing.
I'll do my best.
Here goes nothing.
This way. We're gonna go back to the wind. Crab apple tea.
Oh!
Oh, it's so cold.
You ready for this?
What's gonna be her coming from the hit me stone? Well, Metro, show me what you got. Give me what I like, and I will. Wyatt? A lot. Quite a lot. Yeah, I know. It's talking about them nuts, isn't it? Crunchy munchy ones. Well done, traveler. This is what I mean. That's the greatest offering that I've ever seen. The higgly hidden inside the stone comes flying out. The fight has decided to join you on your adventure. Three-leaf sword.
Huh?
Do you hear that?
This doesn't look good.
What are they?
You're bravely come and wandering in these parts uninvited. That, or you never heard of a plow snake. Sorry, we're not from around here.
Excuse me!
We have important business beyond the valley. You simply must let us pass. Oh, most we indeed. I'll tell you what, we simply must do, boy. String up all them that has come a spying on our secret base. Be honored, colleague, as the right of it. You contravening Rule 7, Section D of the Perishable Aviators Code, and the punishment for such heinous crime is death. But we're not aviators. We walked here. Spare us your clever words, mister. We're not stand unless you wheedle your way out of it. Hired and busy work. Less talking, more dying.
It was nice to make your acquaintance.
Mistress Tiny! What are you doing? Taking the law into your own hands, eh? The boss will love that. You were all set to play judge, jury, and executioner. Then drag their bodies back to claim the reward, weren't you? Go on, I dare you to deny it.
Well, I never... That is... We...
I thought as much, but what happens to them isn't your decision. It's Batty's. Now take them back to base before I tell him you've forgotten who's in charge.
Yes, miss.
Well, what should we do?
We'll wait for an opening and run.
All right. You two, take this lot back to base. I'm going to scout around a bit more. The Wyverns are on the prowl again. Don't worry, the boss is a reasonable man. Most of the time. How could he not be? He's my dad. What?
die pirate space. This way, you dogsy. No, I just can't sleep with my hands. They're watching Mr. Big Hawks. Back to the class, like I want to. So this is their base. It's bigger than I thought it would be.
Oi.
Make one false move in here, and the RTs will be run through quicker and some things.
Hey,
We've done nothing wrong, which means we have nothing to be afraid of. Back to you, I mean, we're sure the one with the beard, perhaps?
So.
These are our trespassers, eh?
Aye.
I have to report in. Where's the boss when you need him?
Oi, matey. What? I says I.
So, what do we have here? Well now,
You must be the trespassers. Loitering suspiciously in the canyon there, or so I hears it. With good reason. Please hear us out. We only want to visit the king's cradle. We won't cause any trouble, I promise. You cause trouble the second you set foot on Sky Pirate turf, lad. 'Tis a violation of the code, one that carries the penalty of death. No exceptions. You'll be dashed on the rocks at the bottom of the canyon, just like all the rest. The code must be obeyed, and the carrion crows must be fed. Can't you?
Hey.
You might want to reconsider this King Evan of Ding Dong Dell. What do you suppose will happen if you execute a royal? Just such the face of death, me. We're not so backward that we ain't heard of the young prince taking the throne. But we're not so soft in the head to believe he come trespassing all the way up here, neither. There was a coup. We fled here in fear of our lives. Beg your pardon, boss. There's news of the wind of such devilry. Might just be a scrap of truth in all this tall-sounding tale. If that's so, all the more reason to sling him off a cliff and be done with it. Whoever's in charge down in Ding Dong Dell is sure to be pleased as punch at such tidings, and it can't do no harm to stay on their good side, now can it?
Oi.
Boss, it's Tanny. The Wyvern's taking her hostage. They said they'll let her live, but only if we promise to up sticks right and never come back.
Snakes alive!
Devils. Pick on a mere slip of a girl with Dacre. But if we desert this here, boss, we'll be sitting ducks for any and all who choose to come at us. The lousy lizards slaughter less man, woman, and child. It won't do. She may be my only daughter, but she needs of one can't outweigh the many.
But...
She's the blood on my blood. What she is. If the boot were on the other foot, I know she'd do the same.
Oi.
But boss,
now listen here.
hold your tongue. I've made me decision.
Excuse me.
Wait, you can't just leave her to die. What's that now? If none of you are willing to go, I will. I'll rescue her. Please, Chief Batu, if you have to let us try. Candy saved our lives. We are honor bound to repay the debt. Something tells me that ye ain't all ye after, laddie. They're after a way out, boss. You take it from me. We won't run away. You have my word. Just what were you plotting, laddie? I don't have time for none of your trickery. It's not trickery, I swear. But I have to live. I have to become a king again. I have to build a country where everyone can be happy. You had your chance of being king, lad, and you made a right pig's ear of it. Ran away up here with your tail between your legs, did you not? These blighted lands are rife with misery and war. No one's building a happy realm around here anytime soon, especially not some lily-livered little princeling who's mislaid his crown.
Then I'll put an end to war and misery. I'll unite all the kingdoms in peace.
What's that now? Not just a king indeed, but the king of the whole blessed world, eh, lad?
If that's what it takes, I have to try. And I can't stop trying until everyone is able to live happily ever after. So I can't let it all end here. I just can't.
Silence! Ye mangy terrors! You were saying, lad?
If I can't repay my debt to Tanny, I don't deserve to be king. I don't deserve to live. So kill us if you must. But at least give us a chance to save her first. And if we do, grant us safe passage to the king's cradle.
So that's your game, eh?
Yes.
All right, sunshine. You've got yourself a deal.
All right.
So do you guys have any idea where they might have taken her?
Aye.
The Wyvern's Den is a great cave west of here, a veritable nest of the vicious vipers. Before you take off, leave a little shop here at the base where you can stock up on supplies if need be. She may not have much time. Agreed.
Will you be staying with us?
There's the shop. There we go.
Come to do some shopping, eh? What else can I do for you?
So,
else can I do for you?
I'll be seeing you again then.
I'm guessing the Wyvern's Den must be over that way.
Watch your back!
Hey,
Come on! I'm counting on you!
You ready for this?
Come on!
See what's back here before I drop.
You ready for this?
I'll do my best. Watch your back. Here goes nothing.
ready for this?
Gimme. Almost to the den.
I'll do my best.
Soon. We're dead. Let's hurry. I hope you're not claustrophobic. They must be keeping Tammy somewhere further inside. I wish we heard him from the hippies. Show me what you've got. Give me what I like, and I will like you quite a lot. That cream meant simple. Hold on, Charlie, this is what I mean. This is for something I've never seen. When we get inside, the storm is flying out. Tove the Tumblers has decided to join your adventure. Still silent. Onward and upward. There's nobody here. Yeah, something's not right.
Evan!
Up there.
And what brings you here?
We've come to rescue Tanny. The pirate girl? You do not seem like sky pirates to me. Pink skin, too small. Cloud cocaine belongs to we wyverns. Yes, you have no business. Leave this place. Leave this place.
Excuse me.
We're not leaving without Tanny. Attaboy, Evan. If it wasn't our business before, it sure is now. Yes. You will regret your stubbornness.
I need your help.
did it, just... Yeah, the others seem to have cut it off, too. I suppose they must be keeping Tanny through there. I hope she's okay. This is Nixon, this is money. Systemic attacks. Not put enemies on the back foot.
Tanny!
It's you! The little boy from before! What are you doing here?
Little boy? You can't be much older than me.
all right. Keep your hair on.
Evan. My name is Evan.
And I'm Roland.
Evan and Roland, eh? Well, thanks for coming to the rescue. I didn't have either of you down as a reckless type, but you must be to have come here. Speaking of which, why didn't that grizzled old coward Batty come and get me himself?
We made an agreement. In return for securing your freedom, he promised to grant us safe passage to the king's cradle.
Really? He said that? Ha! I knew it! I knew you'd take a shine to you. You've got that same twinkle in your eye.
I most certainly do not.
You most certainly do too. It's like you can both see something. Something no one else can.
So she is.
Back safe and sound, boss.
You went and got yourself captured early?
Yeah.
Sorry, boss. Never mind. You were good as your word, so I shall be as good as mine. You may pass freely through the king.
Thank you.
Very much, Chief Batu. One step closer to the king's cradle, huh? So you really are serious about going, then, to the cradle? Yes. Well, the quickest way there is to fly, of course. But what are you going to do going all the way up there for? This one here is all set to hook himself a kingmaker and become lord of the whole wide world, don't you know?
Really?
King of the whole wide world, you say? Blimey, you have some pretty big ideas for such a pipsqueak. Well, you only end up getting lost if you go on your own. Alright, I'm coming with you. Alright, you are. And what need have ye to be tracing along to your doom with these sorry swabs, girlie? You're the one who's always telling me to do what I want whenever I want. Well, this is what I want to do right now, and I'm going to do it, so there. Hope you don't mind me tagging along, Evan. Not that it's your choice. I'll be waiting at the depot spot down below. Give me a shout when you're ready. again before.
Careful, everyone! I need your help! Careful, everyone!
Up top there.
This will be over in no time.
Watch your back!
This will be over in no time. Watch
Watch your back!
I'll do my best. I'm counting on you.
Coward. Appears to be it. We will fast travel back to Skyfire then. Triple event. All set? Yes. Let's get going. Have you a moment for roll back to before you take off? I couldn't very well deny young Tanny back there in front of everyone.
Now listen here.
But there's not a soul been to that cradle and make it back unscathed. If she comes home with so much as a scratch, I'll have your hide, understand? Yes, Chief Batu, we'll be very careful. Tanny will be safe with us, I promise. Alright, I think we're ready. The cradle's up there.
Wow.
That sure is a lot of stairs.
All right.
Here we are at last. Come on. I've wandered far from home. My travels take me to the gaudy gambler's paradise of Gold Paw. When I learned of the tragedy unfolding back in Ding Dong Dell, it seems I'll have to remain on the road for some time. Feast your eyes on this shot I took of a fearsome pork chopper. 'Twas no mean feat getting this close, but it was more than worth it. These beasties ain't daft. They can use such weapons as they take off the victims. You'll find them in Coil Canyon, so watch out. Here's something I painted on a journey through the rolling hills. I can still feel the gentle breeze on my face and the beauty of the landscape. It was just so peaceful, it's hard to believe that Nigel was in the middle of a coup at the time. The coup was awful, but at least I managed to escape. Well, I say that, but now I haven't got a clue what to do or where to go. In fact, I'm not even sure where I am. I just want to find myself some gainful employment and not be lost. So this is where we get our Kingmaker, huh? Yes, if we can prove ourselves worthy. What's this? Wanderer, seekest thou to prove thyself a king? Talking statues, what's next? I do. My name is Evan Pettywhisker of the House of Tildrum. I have come to make a pact with one of the great guardians. Very well. Then the trials of knowledge and courage await. Leave thy companions behind thee and go forth. The time to prove thy worth has come, Evan Pettywhisker of the House of Tildrum.
Blimey.
Good luck, Evan. You'll be fine. You can do this. Trial of knowledge. This story, like any other, is possessed of a beginning, a middle, and an end. Trace the trail of this tale to pass the trial, or go back on thyself and fail. Could that be where the story begins? Approach the beginnings and select begin the trial to start. The aim is to follow the story in the correct order from statue to statue until you reach the end. If you pass a statue checkpoint in the wrong order, you'll fail the trial and have to start again, so you need to read the story carefully and work out which part comes where. You may also come across wheels which turn the statue next to them 90 degrees. Apparently this may also have an important bearing on how the checkpoints work. If you think you went through the checkpoints in the right order but still didn't pass the trial, try checking the direction the statues were facing. Also, you'll notice that the tiles fall away as you walk over them, so you'll need to trace a single path without going back on yourself. If you get stuck, let's try again. The world was ruled over by an evil dragon possessed of terrible power. A little boy from a little village determined to rid the world of the dragon's misery, all set to defeat the beast. At his touch, the magic wand handed down by the people of his village stirred to life, and thus he was granted the power of sorcery. Drawn to follow the wand, a fairy came and the boy were frightened together to a river. So, boy, wand. You'll notice some orbs floating above certain squares. You don't have to collect those. Do you get our bonus at the end? Okay. You've chosen the right path and reached the end of the chapter. Soarway. Strong six senses.
Yes!
The door is open. What's the structures you have lost? No. Alright. Guided by his friend the fairy, the boy roamed the land and gathered together a band of faithful companions. The first was a kind-hearted harpist, soothing the fair souls. The second was a brave pistoler, ever ready to help his friends. So harpist, pistoler. There was a wizard who took the boy's apprentice, taught him. The boy found the curse, monsters. Okay, so harpist is first. Then a pistoler. Then the wizard, then the boy, then monsters. Pistoler. Wizard. You have chosen the right path and reached the end of the chapter. Yay! A sixth sensor. 3-leaf soarway. A warlock's wand.
Yes!
Or this will be the last part of the trial. The evil dragon who ruled over the world could not be defeated until the 4 towers emitting the evil aura had protected him had been destroyed. The first tower looming in front of him, the wizard laid it low with a mighty spell. The second was close by the pistoler, who carefully took aim and felled it with a single shot. The third was sent toppling when the harpist turned to a soldier and spurred him on with her songs. The fourth tower, which stood in front of the fairy, was flattened when he ran into it head first as fast as he could. His towers gone, the dragon was vulnerable at last, and the final battle began in earnest. As the fight between them raged, the boy spied his chance when the dragon turned to face him and let loose the legendary spell Mornstar. It struck the dragon, who fell down dead. Thus the world was saved, and all lived happily ever after. I think the wizard was first, wasn't it? Yep, wizard. Wizard is facing his tower. Second, I think it's a pistoler, who is not facing his. Tempest Soldier. This one is tricky. How am I supposed to do that? Let's see now. Okay. So we start off with the wizard. Then the pistoler. Thought maybe I could touch it then fix it, but there. I'm stuck again. Oh, I'm supposed to make her face him, not the tower. Okay. Now we have Soldier, 4th, so Brother Fairy. Ready to get to the victory. That's the wood. There we go. Yes. As the fight between them rages, the boy spies his chance. Chapter 3 Leaf Soarway. Sage Secret. A Shamshir. Thy knowledge is proven.
Oh.
Where am I? It's awfully high up. The trial of courage awaits. Draw thy sword, vanquish the foe before thee. And at this save stone. Alright. I'm going to leave it here. Thank you for watching, and we will do this next time. See where this goes.